as we welcome in our guy Tom Murphy to the program this morning. Tom, let's talk some Arkansas football. I think that Muss has been reading your stuff because he was talking about last night how KJ Jefferson has gone 100-plus passes without throwing an interception, and you talked about how he's thrown 170 passes without an interception. What changes has both KJ and Kendall Briles made to make him, and for KJ himself, why has he not turned the ball over?
Yeah, it's an excellent facet of KJ's game that when he's been under pressure, you remember Felipe Franks last year, he would be indecisive sometimes when there was pressure. He'd move around the pocket, his eyes would come down from on the field, downfield a little. Mm-hmm. And he had a few, negative runs, some sacks and things. But KJ has been really good at not forcing the ball into situations. I mean, when you can count on one hand the number of bad decisions that have led to interceptions, that's a good thing. I mean, he's tried to force one in on the sideline against Rice, season opener. He had Keytron Jackson on a slant that if you put the little air under the ball, it's a touchdown. Instead, B.J. Foster for Texas makes a great pick. That's two, and then he heaves one into the end zone. A 50-50 type ball on the last play of a half. Mm-hmm. Those are the three picks KJ Jefferson has thrown. Yeah. At the time he threw his third pick, his touchdown to interception ratio was 6-3, 2-1. Now it is 7-1 at 21-3. So I think Kendall Briles has stressed all season the importance of making good decisions, but it's just increased in the second half of the year, and so he's sitting at the second longest streak in Arkansas football of passes thrown without an interception.
Tom, I think we addressed this a little bit on Monday, but with him playing the way he's been playing as of late, there are some star-studded wide receivers that are in the transfer portal. And if you're Kendall Briles, if you're Kenny Guyton, if you're Sam Pittman, and you're talking to these young men trying to bring him into your program, I would think, based on what you just said, that they would be really pushing the fact that KJ's been playing his best ball to close out the season, and he's a chance to be a dark horse Heisman candidate for next year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look at our offense. Look at what our pass efficiency is. Look at how we ran the ball, and we need some pass catchers to go with KJ because it's very likely Traylon Burks will leave now. So, I mean, I think Warren Thompson will be better next year. I think that Keytron Jackson will be more of a focus, but they need a good slot guy, and there's opportunity. It's kind of the reverse Mike Woods. I think he was concerned he wasn't going to get the ball enough, and now you come on board and let's diversify our passing core. And we've got a good quarterback who will throw the ball to you, and I think it's a good selling point for the Razorbacks.
Notre Dame has their guy, Tom. Marcus Freeman, the former defensive coordinator, former Ohio State defensive players taking over. Tommy Rees is staying on as the offensive coordinator. Oklahoma, though, that's the big high-profile job that is yet to be filled. Oklahoma fans are starting to worry a little bit. I've got one of them. That's my roommate. Do you think that their worries are valid based on just kind of what's happened the last couple of days?
Well, I'm sure they're going to be a swing for the fences type deal. Much like LSU was, and I'll tell you, the jury will be out on Brian Kelly at LSU until we have some data under our hands. Can he recruit in the SEC? What's it going to be like when his team plays one after the other? Auburn, Arkansas, Alabama, Texas A&M, so on and so forth. But I know I wouldn't be overly concerned because OU has got the budget. OU has got the resources to be a national contender, and they've proven that over and over again. Now, hey, wouldn't it be fun to have Bob Stoops back again? I don't know if that's viable. I am sure he has probably told them how he feels on this, and I didn't see a ton of reporting yesterday, but I get the feel Oklahoma will be just fine. Lincoln Riley was special, but think about it. His record 5 years was average 11-2. and a lot of programs would love to do that.
Tom Murphy with us here on the Morning Rush. Tom, one of the things that we were joking about earlier is Bob Stoops is going to make $325,000 as the interim head coach for 40 days or so. Is there, and Drew and I came to an agreement, the one job we would not do is snake catcher, snake charmer, whatever. That's the one job we would not do for that type of money. Is there any job that you would refuse to do for $325,000 for 40 days?
Oh, thanks, Ty. Well, I have a bit of a vertigo thing, so doing something deep underwater probably wouldn't be good for me.
Like on an oil rig or something?
I have no experience at it. That wouldn't be any good. I'm not afraid of heights, so like jumping out of airplanes and stuff like that, I would do that. But I don't know. I'm sure there's some dangerous stuff that's along the lines of snake charmer, lion tamer, things like that I wouldn't do.
Yeah, I think. So I'm not going to pencil you in for an oil rig welder when you're in a scuba tank and doing that next to the fishies and stuff. I'll make sure to remember that. Tom, the college football playoff selection committee came out yesterday, and they have decided that they're going to push back talks again, this time to January. Now, Brett McMurphy of the Action Network or Watch Stadium, I forget which one, says they can't agree on if the Power 5 conferences receive auto bids or not, and that's the biggest holdup. What should they do moving forward, in your opinion, with the college football playoff?
Well, I am not opposed to expanding the playoff, but man, if you're talking about an extra couple of rounds, think about the toll it takes on these players' bodies just to get like a 15-game season for the teams that go all the way to the championship game. That's a lot of football. And so you can't cut down on the amount in the regular season, in my opinion, because the teams that aren't going to bowls, you want to play 12 games. So I think they're going to reach some kind of compromise, and I don't know if it's going to 12 or maybe making it 8, but there's a lot at stake, and honestly, the players now have a seat basically at the negotiating table, and who knows if this U.S. labor rules might start applying. I don't like the sound of it, and also don't like all these exploding salaries and these massive buyouts and stuff, because it comes back on the universities. I know they're making a lot of money, but man, this is crazy money we're talking about right now.
College football seems to be in a good situation, not necessarily the money part. I guess financially they are, but I don't know if you saw Ohio State and Michigan was the highest rated college football game on Fox ever. We live in a college football era. There's a lot more college football SEC fans here than there are pro fans. I'd ask you, do you see college football continuing to expand not only in the South, but really stateside? Are you seeing that expansion like college football and Greg Sankey and all these big-time high-profile people are wanting?
Well, it's hard to say, is California growing in college football viewership? Well, with Lincoln Riley going out there, there's a chance. What's it like in Oregon? What's it like in the Northeast? It's Pittsburgh. They're having a good season. Is there more interest there? That's more of a Steelers town, really. So that's tough to gauge, but I don't think it's going to change in the Deep South, and that's why, the national champions for the last few decades have largely come from Southern teams. It's just part of our culture. And, there's pro fans as well. But people feel tied into their local schools, and honestly, watching the games, I mean, the Iron Bowl that got pretty sloppy, and it wasn't, offensively a beautiful game to watch, 10-0 for a long time. Mm-hmm. But dang, it was entertaining. It was exciting, and even though Arkansas kind of ran away with the Battle Line rivalry game, it was still a fun game to watch. LSU A&M, fun game to watch. So we get delivered a product down here, and we love it, and that's not going to change.
Tom, before we let you go, and really appreciate, as always, you joining us here at 7:20 on a Thursday. I know that you and I have discussed Mike Leach and the comedy that sometimes comes out of his mouth. I want you to – have you heard the clip of him talking about how not to fall and trip?
No.
Okay. All right. You're in for a treat, as everyone else in our audience is.
Are you okay after the fall?
Well, I thought it was a step, and it's a good thing I have quick reactions, and due to lightning quick reactions, and to be perfectly honest, observing my players over and over, I was able to avoid catastrophe as I stepped on that stage, and I reacted as I'd seen my players react. I mean, in that split second, I thought to myself, what would my players have done in that situation? Boom, boom, boom. And then immediately it mobilized, and I was fine, okay? And so I'll tell you what, that just shows that you spend time with great people who are doing great things. Some of it will rub off on you, because that was better than I deserved, because a lot of people would have eaten it in that situation, but not me. I was blessed by the people that I get to deal with every day.
That is Mike Leach talking to reporter Tom about how he almost was caught on camera falling and tripping on himself, and only Mike Leach can make a not falling clip funny. And I'll close you on that, man.
Yeah, he is good for the league. I know there's some people who are a little bit tired of his shtick, and it seems like sometimes when he's grumpy, he's not a good quote. But that's gold right there. I thought I was going to eat it, but not this time. I like that. That's going to become like a catchphrase or something. But I like having the colorful characters. When Dale Brown and Nolan Richardson and guys like that are around the SEC, things are good.
All right. Well, Tom, we'll leave it there. Appreciate you joining us as always, man. I would say we previewed the game this weekend, but I guess before we let you go, what's your gut say? If you had to put money on it, where does Arkansas, if you had to pick a bowl, where are they going as of this Sunday?
A little bit more on Gator, but also the potential for Outback. I don't think Citrus is going to happen, but at least they were in the conversation for the Citrus. But I think they're Florida Bowl bound, and doggone, if they played in the East, I think they would have gone to the Citrus Bowl.
We'll leave it there. Tom, appreciate it, buddy. Yep. We'll discuss the bowl game on Monday, man.
Sounds good. See ya.
All right, good stuff from Tom Murphy, as always.
It's Thanksgiving, and we all know what that means, football. And nothing goes better with football than turkey and betting. BetOnline has you covered for all the holiday season. More props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all sports action this Thanksgiving. Head to our new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus with the promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV to receive your bonus. And it's not just football. BetOnline has pro and college hoops, NHL, boxing, UFC, even your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all these amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports.